What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Force Strategy Gaming. It is time for some more StarCraft 2 commentary. Today's series is going to be between KiWiKaKi and DRG. We are on the map Shattered Temple. KiWiKaKi spawning down here in the 6 o'clock spawn location as our red Protoss player. And then up over here in the 12 o'clock, we have got DRG as the blue Zerg player. Protoss versus Zerg, KiWiKaKi versus DRG. Starting things off here on Shattered Temple. This is going to be a series between these two players, not just one game today. We'll be taking a look at a few of them. Starting things off, DRG will be moving over with his Overlord, scouting that near air position. He will be realizing, of course, that KiWiKaKi is not there, and then heading his way down on over. Now back over here, we can see for KiWiKaKi, we'll be seeing a Forge Fast expand from him, indicated by that pylon there right on the low ground. We should be seeing a Forge likely right around this position. And we'll be seeing a couple of cannons back here, Gateway, Cybernex Core, and then of course our Nexus is going to be sitting right around here. So there you go, Forge Fast Expand coming out from KiWiKaKi on this map, Shattered Temple. DRG, what is he going to be doing? Well, still saving up those resources. He has not been scouted out yet. He does still have that opportunity to actually go down with that expansion, but it does look like he will be starting off on one base, going Extractor first, following that up with a spawning pool. The implication behind this is, of course, that he's going to be able to get a very, very early speedlings here and going Extractor first, and there's that pool. Now, moving in with his scout, KiWiKaKi fully aware of the timings here on DRG's opening, so he knows what to expect. He knows speedlings are going to be on the board relatively early on. Not too early of a pool, though, given they did go Extractor first, and that is going to give him enough time. He may very well actually go Nexus before he even bothers getting that Gateway. As you can see, he did decide to go Forge first. Sometimes you see Nexus first. Not quite as probable on this map, though, especially given the fact that this map's a lot smaller than some of the other maps that are more popular openings of the Forge Fast Expand build. KiWiKaKi right down over there with that natural expansion. We'll be trying to delay any expansion here from DRG, but DRG should actually be all set to move down with some Zerglings very soon, pulling guys here off the gas as soon as he gets at 100 Vespene. So he's going to grab that metabolic boost and then go straight to just mining minerals. Kind of on the 4 initial Zerglings, allowing him to push away this probe, and then after that, be able to drop his expansion likely somewhere around 21 supply. Alright, does look like it was in fact a Nexus first here from KiWiKaKi. And then right after that, moved his way into a cannon again, another pylon down over here in the low ground. Starting to work his way up into some assimilator action as well. Now, I've got that Overlord finally moving out to scout. He will be scouting out this Forge Fast Expand opening from KiWiKaKi. As you can see, Zerglings making their way across the map. The probe managed to pull away in time. He needs to be careful, though. As there's, ooh, look at that. Going very early on here for these destructible rocks. DRG will be trying to get that third expansion there at the high yield. Now, the probe is likely to chill out over here, and I expect DRG to scout for it, and that's in fact exactly what he is doing. We'll be fanning out here with this Zergling, trying to find that probe. He knows the probe is likely to hide somewhere over here, just to try to move in for secondary scouting in another minute or two. So he's going to try to make sure he can scout that out, and he might actually just barely miss that probe. We'll have to see what ends up happening, though, as that Zergling makes its way on up. Back over here, Gateway coming through, 2 of them in fact, as KiWiKaKi is a little bit concerned about some early pressure. Here comes that Zergling, and it looks like he might just be barely, oh, he managed to catch it, there we go. DRG spotting the probe, so he should, in all honesty, be able to stop him from getting up, and actually there we go, metabolic boost now kicking in. That allows that speedling to be fast enough to catch up to the probe and taken out. Beautiful there by DRG, that's exactly what he wanted. He did not want that secondary scouting to go through. Denying that was pretty key here. And I'm going to take a look here at the number of units. We've got a total of 8 Zerglings on the board. Other than that, I'm not expecting many more Zerglings anytime soon here from DRG, as he's likely to drone up, try to get nice saturation here on this natural expansion, and then try to move right on into that third at the high yield. A couple of Zealots will be coming out early here for KiWiKaKi. Is protected here with these 2 photon cannons. We are likely to see, as soon as he gets the Cybernex Core in play, we are likely to see some sentries come out, but he is actually nowhere near that Cybernex Core. He's holding off for quite a while, and DRG has managed to finally come out there with that third base, and again, that is going to be at that high yield expansion. Zergling's moving down, just scouting out. He wants to see what he can see. A couple of Zealots actually trying to work down these back rocks here. At least that's something that DRG is now aware of. And actually, we're going to be seeing a third photon cannon here as defense for KiWiKaKi, especially given the fact that his sentries are so delayed. And there it is, actually, Overlord moving in. He wants to try to scout to see if that Cybernex Core is in, see if there's any follow-up, specifically anything like a Stargate, or if he managed to get out a Robo or anything like that. So beautiful here by DRG, getting a full scout essentially of KiWiKaKi. KiWiKaKi again has nothing to deal with this, as he still does not have a Cybernex core, not even anywhere near it, just pumping out those zealots here. And we'll have to see how DRG decides to respond. Again, we do have this third base up. Roach Warren is out here as well. No roaches in play at the moment. In fact, he hasn't even gotten a layer tech yet, as he is very focused at this stage in the game on his economy. And he will be working to get this saturated very soon. 6 roaches actually about to pop here. Overlord still kind of dancing around, and the fact that DRG's Overlord hasn't been engaged yet is a dead giveaway to the fact that there is no cyber core quite yet. Actually has one has just finished building over here. There we go. Cybernex core just now finished building. Warpgate research coming out here. In fact, immediately worked his way up into that Stargate tech. So we'll be seeing a Stargate transition here for KiWiKaKi. A couple zealots streaming their way across the map. We should have enough roaches to deal with this, though. A couple Speelings down over here as well. Need to be careful about engaging that hefty amount of zealots, as those Speelings will get pretty much crushed very, very easily there. And DRG still sitting over here with that Overlord. We got a couple of roaches chasing down these zealots across the map. Still no real response to that Stargate. Now just finishing here for KiWiKaKi. So let's see what he decides to open with. Will be Phoenixes, or never mind. It is going to be some Void Rays coming out here from KiWiKaKi in the early stages of the game. Roaches moving down, and again, nothing these zealots can really do about it with a little bit of micro. Those roaches are going to be able to do a lot of damage. Needs to be careful, though, because he's getting within the range of those photon cannons, realizing another one is about to warp in. Decided to just pull on back there with those roaches. Get that first Void Ray now just about finished. A patrolling probe here, and this is to scout sacrificial overlords. He wants to just make sure he can respond to anyone trying to scout that Stargate. However, it does look like DRG will not be aware of the Stargate until that Void Ray actually engages. And back over here, we can see is coming out a few more extractors, preparing to move his way up into that higher tech. Macro hatch over here as well, getting some upgrades there. Level 1 Carapace upgrade is coming on through. Void Ray, where is it? Still hasn't done much of anything. We'll be moving actually over here to the backside, and probably likely engaging DRG's high yield expansion. There we go. Very, very interesting indeed. Zealots working down these rocks over here. At the same time, we got some Zerglings working down the rocks over here. Still idle out at front of the natural expansion of KiWiKaKi. DRG is sitting over there with a few roaches. Here comes that first Void Ray. Second Void Ray now just popping, transitioning here into Phoenix play. And let's see how DRG is prepared at the moment. He really does not have a lot. He is in fact just coming through with that layer tech that is only about halfway finished. And so he's going to have to just rely on his queens here and a couple spore crawlers to try to deal with this. We'll be actually coming out with the spore crawler right away. Queens moving down to engage. We got one Zell moving on in. That's going to get taken care of by that spine crawler. Very nice though. This Queen forced to pull back, and he gets taken out. And at the same time, back over here, we can see we do have Phoenix in place. So these 2 Void Rays plus that 1 Phoenix, they look to be doing a lot of damage. Roaches obviously can do nothing about that. Sacrificial Overlord Scout moving on in, just trying to get some scouting of the production buildings there of KiWiKaKi. But DRG is having a hard time right now dealing with this harass. Forced to consistently cancel these Spore Crawlers as the Void Rays trying to target fire them down. Now with 2 Phoenixes and 2 Void Rays, KiWiKaKi is geared up to do a lot of damage. We'll be having a counterattack come out right now. Roach is moving down with a couple of Speelings. Not doing a ton though, and he's in a lot of trouble. Those roaches are toast. Nothing he's going to be able to do over here. Back over here we can see we've got the Queens trying to move down to engage, but KiWiKaKi with these 2 Void Rays and 2 Phoenixes able to just do so much damage over here. This is looking really, really good for KiWiKaKi. And DRG's forces were mopped up. He didn't manage to do much damage at all. KiWiKaKi in a really strong lead right now. Take a look at those resources lost here. See if there's been many worker kills. Not a ton of worker kills, but the harass from KiWiKaKi has been pretty devastating here. Actually, we can see DRG forced to pull with all of his overlords there. Up on top of that natural expansion, trying to make sure he can defend himself with these spore crawlers against that anti-air. And KiWiKaKi's opening here with Void Ray and Phoenix proved to be a hefty damage dealer. We have a transition now. It's going to be moving into Colossus, plus a fair amount of gateways. Looks like he will be sitting on 6, 7, 8 gateways. Another 5, 6, 7. I can't count. What am I doing? That's going to be 6 gateways. It's going to be sitting on 6 gateways here. Now we have that third base coming out for KiWiKaKi. That has been scouted out by DRG. However, forced to push back as KiWiKaKi has a fair amount of forces to deal with that. And there we go. Finally, Hydralists are in play, able to push back these Void Rays. Not able to kill that one, though, and the Void Ray makes it back home. 4 kills for one Void Ray, 5 for the other. Phoenix is sitting on 1 kill and 0 kills respectively, but that opening was unbelievable there for KiWiKaKi. He really set himself up for success. We will be seeing an attempted counterattack for DRG. DRG realizes he is behind right now and needs to do some damage, and we'll have to see how effective this is going to be. Now, is he going to hit that natural expansion, or will he try to make his way into the third base? We'll have to see. It looks like he is moving for that natural. First Colossus very close to popping, and ooh, no, forces pulled back here as he is still dealing with some Void Ray harass. Decided to pull back to the middle. We'll just be sending a few hydras to try to deal with this small force over here. He might be forced to cancel this, and it does look like he is actually mobilizing his forces to prepare to hit that third base over here by KiWiKaKi. Couple of cannons going down here for KiWiKaKi, trying to make sure he can defend himself, but here comes the push. One Zealot there scouting out this push. He's going to be now pulling back with his forces to prepare to defend it. And here we go, Roaches and Hydras moving down to try to engage, and let's see what he's able to do. Again, we do have that Colossus in play. Couple nice force fields, preventing a bulk of the forces from getting up to those Colossus. DRG will be just trying to go straight for that Nexus. Does he drop it? Yes, he does. We'll be losing most of his forces here. Looks like he realizes he cannot escape at the moment, so just continuing to push here and trying to target fire down as much as he can. Nowhere near that Colossus as the Colossus continues to rain hell here on those Roaches and Hydras. DRG has lost all of his forces, but he did kill off that expansion. That is something to consider. And back over here, you can actually see that the Hydras of DRG will be able to defend against that Void Ray and those 2 Phoenixes. But here comes a counterattack from KiWiKaKi. Now forcing that base, killing that base, not forcing a cancel. He managed to kill off that Nexus. It was actually pretty huge there for DRG, and KiWiKaKi is going to be rebuilding that third. At the same time, also coming out with a 4th base over here. Now again, I wouldn't be too surprised if we saw KiWiKaKi try to move out across the map, but that's a big force here for DRG, and oh, that's a little scary right now. Moving down with a lot of Speedlings, few Roaches, and a couple of Hydras as well. We're going to see a transition into Tunnel and Claw Roaches. We got level 1 missile attack here coming out for DRG. And KiWiKaKi just in with a few Stalkers over here, as well as those 2 Colossus. 1 Colossus popping up in the high ground, but here comes a push. That is very heavy push here of Roaches and Speedlings. Speedlings making it into the main, trying to get that Colossus, unable to as the Colossus moves to the low ground. Got a couple Roaches staying down here to distract the main forces at the same time. Speedlings and Roaches trying to move over here. We've seen DRG try to do as much damage as he humanly can. Now let's see what he's able to do here. He's not going to be able to do too much as KiWiKaKi is able to respond accordingly before taking too many losses here. KiWiKaKi mopping up the rest of DRG's forces. Small Speedling counterattack appears to be pushing here on the expansion. And let's see what he is able to do. He is going to go straight for that third, and we'll be trying to hit that econ. But never mind, realizing that a 4th is up, he will be going for this instead. A couple of Zealots getting warped in. Should thwart off these Zerglings, though. Don't think they're going to be able to do too much damage. And there you go, KiWiKaKi is now safe, effectively preventing that counterattack from doing much damage. Got a few Phoenixes in play, and they're making their way across the map. And look at this, Fleet Beacon coming out here for KiWiKaKi. Let's see what he decides to make with that. Could be going for a Mothership, or of course he could be going for some carrier action. We got a few Mutas moving into the main base here. KiWiKaKi will be taking some economic damage as DRG's Mutas are going to be doing a lot of damage here to the probe line. At the same time, Speedling attack coming over here at the 4th base. KiWiKaKi decides to actually engage with this, as this is going to be a huge threat to his economy. At the same time, Muta's still in the main, and they will be taking out their robotics right now. Speedlings going to town. Will be taking out this expansion. KiWiKaKi should be able to take care of the rest of these Speedlings, but he is losing the Nexus there. Lost his Robo. Muta's still in the main, still doing damage. A couple of Phoenixes sitting idly over here. Speedlings finally taken out, but not until he takes out that Nexus. The Nexus has been dropped. Muta's finally pulling back. He took out that Robo. That was pretty huge. Phoenix is dancing around over there. We've seen more and more Mutas come out. What an interesting turn of events so far. Some Blink researches coming through. KiWiKaKi not making use of this Fleet Beacon quite as of yet. Gonna be trying to get some Blink Stalkers. We'll be dropping this Robotics Bay as well, preventing any more Colossus from coming out. He has already taken out that Robo. Oh, never mind. Not able to get it. There we go. Finally pushing forward. Is he gonna try to drop that? No, never mind. He's actually going straight for this Fleet Beacon right now. We're going to see KiWiKaKi decide to move out with a counterattack, losing this Nexus, and the fact that he already lost his third once really has put him in a bad position economically. Speedling attack over here doing some more damage. How many workers have been killed? DRG killing off 34 workers so far in this game, but here comes the counterattack from KiWiKaKi. KiWiKaKi will be trying to even up the odds here, as he should quite easily be able to take out this expansion, working straight for that high yield. Now the high yield has pretty much been mined out and actually burrowing down those workers, trying to save them. from any engagement that might take place. And here comes a Speedling Muta counterattack, and it's going to see a base trade right now. This will be a base trade between these two players as KiWiKaKi moves on over with his Colossus and Stalker Heavy Force. He's about to get that Blink Research. Never mind. Pulling back now, DRG deciding that he needs to defend his base. He's got a ton more Speedlings coming out, a few more Mutas as well. And it's going to be a pretty hairy situation as that Blink Research is getting very close to finish. You don't allow those Stalkers to get up under those Mutas and stay away from those Speedlings at the same time. Let's see what happens right now. Converging on the forces here. Speedling trying to get a full surround. Muta's moving in as well. And is KiWiKaKi going to have enough to deal with this? There are so many Mutas doing so much damage. Muta's moving in from the other side as well. And there actually may be enough Mutas to overwhelm the Stalker force. That coupled with a few Speedlings that are about to pop, and the Muta forces taking out everything here. And DRG has successfully defended himself against KiWiKaKi's counterattack. And that should be the game, my friends. Very, very nice turn of events there. DRG able to defend himself, just doing some incredible economic damage this game. As you can see, a total of 34 workers killed in this game. He took out 2 expansions as well. Now, we did just see KiWiKaKi take out the high yield, but DRG had already pretty much mined it out. As you can see, there are not a lot of resources left, so he's going to just transfer over some of those workers. Also working up to get another base over here. A couple Speedlings and a bunch of Mutas moving out, trying to do some damage. We'll be mopping up KiWiKaKi's forces here in the center of the map. He's just has way too many Mutas. He's got that 0-1 upgrade as well. KiWiKaKi is sitting at 1-1, but just does not have the forces to deal with this, and there it is, the GG. DRG did a fantastic job this game of spreading KiWiKaKi's forces thin and just doing a beautiful economic damage with Speedlings and Mutalisk. He did a fantastic job managing to take out 2 of KiWiKaKi's base and just devastate his income. Alright guys, that was game number 1 here between DRG and KiWiKaKi. We'll be moving on to game 2 in just a moment. As always, if you like the content, please subscribe. Thank you for watching. Keep watching and keep owning.